Yeah. Right.
Good evening, one and all, and happy
Don't study
Independence
that.
Day. Don't study what?
Yeah.
Only make me
Don't
go in
study that.
savannah. Only make me go in savannah today. What kind of thing
They
is that?
done did it. They
Only
done
make
did it.
did they what?
They done did
Only
it.
make me
Ready
go down in
cross your
savannah.
savannah. Ready cross your savannah.
Only make me go down in savannah
Good
to watch parade.
afternoon, Kenton.
You have to
Hey,
Kenton.
loving the house.
Hi,
Happy
Abby.
independence.
I hope all
Mm.
is well. We sending you
Abby.
So
extra
so
special
uh-huh.
greetings and blessings to Abby.
Right. So Abby, so Ole, who went and pray around the savannah today?
Well,
Hmm.
Tika Gill, I feel you gotta run a clip on it. Tell me what you think. This is
I
independence, but I don't know if you really independent.
we not.
I think so. I think we
I
independent.
think
Tika,
aye, this is so
really.
stupid.
So run the track, Tika. I know, you know.
Yeah, Chica, run it,
I know. I know.
run it.
I know.
Me too. I go sit back. Run it,
I said,
Chica.
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. But lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. One more time, people. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. But lead us not into temptation, for thine is the kingdom, the power, forever and ever.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down on the pasture. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff they comfort me. Thou art favor before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my
Ole.
So, yes.
So Ole, I had a nice lime juice. I sit down under my coconut tree. I play with my toenails. I had to cut my toenails. I think that was very interesting today. Today being
Oh, yes.
independence. Where these people just come from?
I have an appropriate response.
What
You
is
can
this?
lie me again.
It looks so.
You can
Yes,
lie
I'm
me
out.
again.
Yes, I'm out.
Well, yeah.
I
On a
had the
serious,
appropriate response to these crazy people
yeah, let me hear you.
a
Because
long time
I,
ago.
I don't want to say anything to discredit my station. So go ahead, you talk.
You know what I'm saying? Eh? Only aware the amount of urine that have underground from all kind of people. You're gonna kneel down there.
Yeah, but what's the
You
purpose of
go,
kneeling down?
you're gonna kneel down in the road with all kind of urine and rubbish thing
So
pass and
are they? I wonder if they emancipated.
with the purpose of that.
I wonder if they independent.
Really, where's your view, girl? Because I don't know, I reach a stage. I reach a stage in life. Desan, you see the clip, Desan, you coming out your house and kneel down in the road. We all them
Yeah,
vagrants and them
we're big.
passing
Me and
and
Lee long on that road. Sorry. I'm sorry. I ain't doing that.
my good jeans. Why pay my money
I only
for?
long on the road. No, man.
To kneel down in the road and because
No, but
I cut it.
the question is, what was the real purpose of them doing that? That's my
Happy
question.
emancipation
We
and
had
independence at the same time.
we had since the
So I
COVID
realize we
start.
need to emancipate to be independent.
It seems so because
Chica, where is your view?
I don't know exactly what is the reason for them going out there today.
Chica, hold
I
on.
cannot say.
Chica, hold on. You have anything to
Uh-huh.
drink? You have anything to drink before you talk?
Why?
You just before you say anything, just take a drink now because you might be talking like a drunkard. Because people might understand you.
That's the appropriate response I have realized over the years. Take a sip and just stay quiet. Yeah?
Yeah.
but-
So
Go ahead, Chica.
Yeah, go ahead,
Chica.
Chica.
what I'm saying is that okay, so today is Independence Day. I do not know how, because I know they say it's supposed to be patriotic, you know, and throughout the entire year, right? But I think these people, I think what they were protesting against is the vaccine, you know, is the whole thing on the vaccines and all of that. Now, the good question is, what does it mean to be independent? And I think that some people don't have a clear understanding of what it means to be independent. I do not know if they went back and they listened to Dr. Eric Williams.
Yeah, look
I do
back
not
at
know
him.
if I don't know if they were trying
look
to
back
say
at
in this, and you know, people talk about the law and they want to highlight different parts of the law. But what we have to understand during this time, we have to let common sense
Like
prevail.
common sense, Chica.
We have to
Chica,
let
there's
good
big people in the
sense,
road. There's big people in
Yes.
the road, but make no little turn there, no. Really?
right?
What we talking about today?
Oh,
we
yeah,
talking
I'm laughing
about
the whole time, so.
Well, how she laughing? So it's not midnight, you know.
Really, what we talking about today?
Bean, what was it?
What? What?
Rihanna drinking something different in that bottle, boy.
What is that she drinking?
Wait,
about?
Since Rihanna came on, she's giggling.
Wait.
I don't
Yeah, what we
know.
talking about today? Wait, sir?
Penis, freeness.
What?
What? What?
What?
What you drinking,
What
girl?
is this?
All right, that's it, all. That's it.
Hey,
That's
what you
it.
drinking?
All right. So let us look. You know, we say the youth, they are our
Mike.
future, right?
Yeah, no,
The youth
see.
is
Let
our
Chica talk.
future,
Let Chica talk.
and we're gonna just take in a very youthful young man here before we get too wild. Yeah.
Erika,
Yeah.
Erika.
The youth, our future.
Well, there's something wrong with it.
Your history, you'll end up where you want to be. I learned this from those men who fight, upward toiling through the night.
What is independence? We all have birthdays, and when we celebrate, we throw parties, we sing, we dance, and give gifts. I love birthdays. And just like people, countries also celebrate a birthday called Independence Day. On the 31st of August 1962, Trinidad and Tobago was declared an independent country. Dr. Eric Williams of the People's National Movement, also known as PNM, along with the leader of opposition, Mr. Rudranath Kapildeo of the Democratic Labour Party, together formed our first government of Trinidad and Tobago. As an independent country, we have our own laws, our own army, our own national flag, symbols, emblems, currency, and passports. We are also responsible for the quality of life of the people that live here. Independence Day is a very special day for Trinidad and Tobago. But exactly what does it mean to be independent? Believe it or not, our national flag looks like this. It means that our country was once ruled by the British Empire. Trinidad and Tobago was very important to the empire for its rich soil and oil. That rhymes. But for Trinidad and Tobago and many other countries, the sense of cultural, political, and economic achievement was weakened. There was a lot of suffering among the laborers in factories and farms. Some faced religious, educational, and financial restrictions, and many obstacles were also met when trying nation-building projects. After World War I and II, more and more countries did not want to be ruled by the British Empire, and it also became difficult for the British Empire to rule them. Britain finally gave up most of its acquired countries in the 1960s. In Trinidad and Tobago, Captain A.A. Cipriani, Tubal Uriah Buzz Butler, Adrian Cola Rienzi, Dr. Eric Williams, and many more will go down into our history book as great contributors to our movement towards independence. Every year, we celebrate our independence on August 31st. We participate in military-style parades held at the Queen's Park Savannah in Port of Spain. There's also an annual national ceremony where those who have served our country are presented with awards. And at night, many families leave their homes to enjoy the beautiful fireworks. But independence is much more than just the national anthem, a national flag, bird, medal, or flower. It is about the building of a nation, improving the social and economic factors by providing quality
healthcare, education, employment, and a better way of life for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Policies are
yes.
Yeah, buddy.
Wow.
You know the thing go.
We are eating plum. I can't take
What
the,
I'm saying?
I have a problem with the video this just now. Yeah, I have a problem.
Why you
So
have a problem, Mike?
because today is not Sunday. That is the most ridiculous thing I've seen by Trinidadians. What was the reason and the purpose for that this morning? Is it that they missed
Right now,
the parade?
right now,
Mike,
Mike.
I feel like Mike, you
Listen,
want the
Mike.
video from
Right
before?
now, right now, Mike. Getting vexed for them people and them who belong in the road there.
Yeah.
Right now, he don't care about no independent. That flipper on there. He tried to
That
understand
humbug
what is
me.
the reason for them gathering.
Hey, that humbug me.
Right? So happy independence people, Jazan, where are you? You always lying, man.
I'm in a Chinese restaurant.
What?
Oh my god. That's
All you
so
can eat.
What you think?
Oh.
Chai Su Kai Fan?
Is that? Is that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
No
really,
cooking today.
we heard that Jazan is in a restaurant. Where are you?
He's in a new home. He's in her new home already. Hey, Jazan, give me a chance, bro. A chance, bro.
She gave the table. So guys, so what do you think about independence? What does it mean to you?
Yeah.
It means when we get our own independence, obviously, when we're under the British, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So have we truly become an independent nation after 59 years? Are we?
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, considering all things, I would say that we have because
We have, of course, we
we are,
have.
yeah, I would say
Yeah.
that we have because there are lots of things that we can do without having to get authorization from the
Yeah.
British.
That's
And
right.
because of that, as a nation itself, I will say that we are definitely independent.
Really?
Where you
What are you
going?
talking
Where you
about?
going? Go take it. Go for a walk with Cece.
Huh?
What is the conversation today? What are we talking about?
And free independence.
Mike,
What we are not laughing at?
we are not saying all different kind of scenarios, and yes,
Look who.
Look who.
residential people.
Hey,
Verena. Verena,
same to you.
a sucking
you.
plum. A sucking plum. Verena.
I never hear nobody say the sucking plum before.
A
Yes,
sucking
Tyra.
and then I bite.
Yes. Are you going with Cece?
I don't tennis, you can talk tennis, you can talk club.
Every time we have in our life, it is just go to a different era. Well, let me listen to Eric now. Teacher, I have something from Dr. Eric Williams. Let me listen to this and let me get back on track, people.
Yeah,
When
so
Marina
Mike,
and
run a...
Rihanna come on, let me get the back on.
Run the trap.
behavior.
Run the video.
That's so good.
Yeah, no.
The first responsibility that devolves upon you is the protection and promotion of your democracy. Democracy means more, much more, than the right to vote, and one vote for every man and every woman of the prescribed age. Democracy means recognition of the rights of others. Democracy means the equality of all in the eyes of the law. Democracy means equality of opportunity for all in education, in the public service, and in private employment. I repeat, and in private employment. Democracy means responsibility of the government to its citizens, the protection of the citizens from the exercise of arbitrary power and the violation of human freedom and individual rights. Democracy means freedom of worship for all and the subordination of the rights of any one race to the overriding right of the human race. Democracy means freedom of expression and assembly and organization. All that is democracy. All that is our democracy, to which I call upon all citizens to dedicate themselves on this our Independence Day. This is what I meant when I gave the nation as its slogan for all time: discipline, production, tolerance. Our national flag belongs to all of us. Our national coat of arms with our national buds inscribed therein is the sacred trust of all our citizens. So it is today. Please, I urge you, let it always be so. Let us always be able to say with the psalmist, behold how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
I like that. Eric, boy.
So, Yana,
Eric.
Olio,
Eric.
I feel
tonight.
people were dwelling in unity
Yeah.
around
Tune
the
in tonight,
savannah
eh?
this morning.
Yeah, tune in. It must be. That unity.
So,
Why today? Why to the rest of days?
Right, so
I don't
when we
know.
talk about a democracy, do you think that right now we are in a democratic scenario at this present moment?
But right now, people are not of the belief that we are
Because
in
it's
a
right to
democratic
assembly,
scenario.
right to assembly, right to, you see, and as I discussed before, remember, we are in a SOE, so we have no rights. So we are now not operating under the democratic law,
Yes.
right? Because we do not have the right to assembly, we do not have the right to protest, we do not have the right to, all these things that he spoke about. And what was nice is that he repeats private industry. Mike, what do you think about it? Marina?
Yeah, correct. Tonight is the same thing I'm running tonight, you know.
Mike, so what's your running
private-
tonight?
No, I don't have my show already. All what you're running there, I do now independent show tonight. Some videos and stuff, history of TNT. So that's including. Now, again, you gotta understand. From that speech, how many people today ever heard that speech? That's the question. Jisan, could you tell the Chinese to go easy on the plates?
All you can eat, so I can't go easy.
All right. So, Shilon, Chica, how many people in Trinidad and Tobago, including our young people,
Where's she going?
have ever heard that speech?
Go and get her sunrise. She's gonna get you right.
I think that it is only around this time people would have heard this speech. For the rest of the year, I don't think anybody really pays any particular attention to our history and what, persons would have said, like Dr. Eric Williams would say, they don't really look at things that happened in the past. We just look forward to maybe the parade, maybe the award ceremony, and that's basically it.
So do you not think this is part of history that we all, well, yourself, myself, we know about the history, but what about the generation today? Do you think this is something that should be always pulled from the archive to remind the nation of where we came from?
I think everything is all there. And when we go to primary school, even in preschool now, what they will do in the education system is try to incorporate the history as best as possible.
Learning.
Yeah. So even if it means,
Abby,
so we have, Abby on the inside saying only make this for plum. Then Candace is on the inside as well. Good evening, Candace. So we really is Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah?
yes.
Tobago on the inside.
Really? Tell us what independence means to you.
Pressure. Drink a little bit of water first.
We want to hear about the actual independence. We want to hear free.
We are speaking about the actual independence, Rihanna.
We should talk about.
I don't know. Rihanna is in a
Okay.
different place. Rihanna, we are speaking about the actual independence. Today we are celebrating 59 years.
So happy 59th years independence to the Burn team and to everybody. To me, independence mean
I love it, too.
independence mean freedom of speech, freedom of anything,
You like that freedom of speech, eh? That freedom of speech. Just say
freedom.
whatever, eh?
Well, to be honest, I don't think we really have freedom in Trinidad. To be quite honest, um, most of our most to me, honestly, most of our things, like for instance, like an example of the vaccine, um, that that's like something. Well, I don't know. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but honestly, to me,
Right.
citizens of Trinidad and Tobago have a freedom of speech, but at the same time, most people make bad decisions and bad choices. But
When
in
you
the
say
Right.
most,
independence,
when you say most people,
means where
like who?
we, huh?
Most people like who?
It
Well,
will
like
warm
people
me,
who is
baby.
not
Yeah,
vaccinated
real
and
hot.
stuff, but I was just kind of doing an example of
Yeah.
what freedom of speech means. But honestly
Right.
speaking, independence is something that we gain, and it's something that Trinidad and Tobago celebrates, and I got kind of drunk. So if you ask me too much questions.
I feel so.
Sholan,
Clearly.
Sholan,
At
Clearly.
least,
hey,
at least.
Sholan,
Kind
I
of drunk.
know,
Hey,
I know
yes.
that's what you wanted she to say.
Yeah, yeah,
Finally,
yeah.
she said.
Yeah, finally, finally. Cheers, man. Cheers. Right? Verena, what independence mean to you right now in this COVID-19? So when we're talking about
Oh.
independence as it appeals to COVID now, where
Mm-hmm.
what is your view now on independence via the virus,
I find okay. So we are independent, right? At the end of the day. Thank you,
technically?
son.
Yeah,
I got
technically.
flowers, right? I got some flowers. You'll see it?
Oh, that's
Nice,
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 man.
nice, nice, nice.
Right. So we should be able to make independent decisions, be able to feel liberated, and as a people be able to speak
The
out on
word,
things. But
the
in
word
this,
should, the word should. Remove
no,
it.
right. So
Mike,
that
Mike behave, Mike behave,
right.
right?
But right now, it feels as though we are being. It feels like if the media and all these social media, well, that's the media in general, is applying pressure to the people to speak a certain way. So or to act a particular way, right? So it's like you're getting peer pressured. That's what I see. That's how I feel,
Cohesion,
right? The media, including
cohesion.
news and politician, yeah, yeah. So it's
But to
so
me,
that kind of makes
cohesion
you
was
feel like
always
if your
used. Eh?
independence not really
To
there.
me,
No, but it have a kind of
because
force with it now. A little
yeah,
fine. Have
Tika,
a
what's
kind of
your view?
force.
What's your view
Yes, I
concerning?
I know that as at this point in time, there are lots of things that we are limited to, right? So yes, we may not feel independent, we may not feel free. We feel like
That's something you can
we
feel
are
quickly, yeah.
in a lockdown for sure, right? But you know what I will say? That we're not as bad as some other places. Considering the
Yes,
situation,
yes,
I
yes.
mean, some
Right,
persons have full lockdown, there's no movement, right?
correct.
And we still have the opportunity to move because, I mean, if it is really had this, it was serious with the no movement, then this morning those persons would not have gone around the savannah to kneel down with their hands in the air.
I feel Verena,
Yeah?
see that Verena, you
But
see
wait,
that clip?
I didn't
the,
see that.
Wait,
They went
but,
back
but you
again. I didn't see
but,
that. No,
but wait,
I
start
was
with
on a
that clip
social
this
media
morning.
break.
yeah, but I
We
think
start the clip
what
this
was
morning. We
missing,
start the clip today.
what was missing from that was David Rudder tune, hands in the air.
Again, I try to understand. So, really and truly, we at a crossroads because there's a pandemic, right?
Yeah.
As Verena said, we're trying to the pressure in people. So some of the liberties have been the line. The towing of the line has crossed the line, you know. And good sense and common sense, I feel, doesn't really exist anymore.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Trust
Right?
me. Yeah.
Because to me, Chica, I was telling Chica, I said the things we supposed to be taking up our liberties for and lobbying for and as citizens during the year when we don't have no lockdown and no COVID, we don't care.
Exactly.
Exactly.
We don't,
Exactly. We don't speak up. We're
like in the
comfortable.
I might just say in the UK, but like I telling is last year 19, right? So we said 20, last year. Simple thing like gold. Only to come to realize I was trying to get my hands on some gold asset class, like raw gold. And something like, imagine I, as a citizen of Trinidad, it is illegal for me to own gold. But buying it pure, 99.9. But in England, in the United States, you could go by the federal mint and you could pay for your gold. Right? So something as simple as it is illegal for a Trinidadian to import gold. Right? Something as simple as that. It's illegal for us. So it have little things that we don't even lobby for. Right? But as soon as COVID come now, we want to express rights and express this and express that and express that. You know? It's strange.
Yeah, but you have to remember,
Right?
we're not bashing them, but we're just being real because you're correct. Nothing was happening all the time. But they choose today, Independence Day, which was out of how to say, well, past that. That was madness. Yeah. Why today are they that we celebrating independence?
You're kneeling down.
Is it that all they want money to build the extra building in the church? Or is it that all they lose members? Something wrong? Why today?
We have another clip to show Verena, Mike, Jizan, and Mad Girl to the bottom of my hair. You know what I'm telling you? This is one of the most prominent gospel singers in the world. When I saw this, I must play this thing 10 times and I question everything.
Nah, they're not 10 times.
That's who, Dr. Kurt Franklin?
Hold on.
You will see what it is.
Okay.
When I see this, I want all your opinion. These are big boys. So, roll the drums, all your mic. These are big boys.
You wanna
hold on to what you want. Just give him a chance to come on. And it won't be about a minute. All right, listen. Right now the notifications are going out and I'm sitting here at Perfecting Faith Church where ministry means people. And I am about to receive my, put that right here. Put that right here. Put the needle right there. I'm about to receive my second Pfizer shot. Now, Pfizer is federally approved. Pfizer has been approved, and I knew it because the Lord told me, don't take Johnson & Johnson. He said, don't take Moderna. He said, because if you take Moderna, you're going to turn into a frog. He said, if you take Johnson & Johnson, it's going to make, well, I won't say that, but praise the Lord. So he told me to get the Pfizer, not knowing that was going to be the first one to be approved. Come on here now. So I want to thank Senator Chuck Schumer.
your face expression very old.
So do we need to play that again? You all heard that?
Wait.
What's madness?
Olha, that is the original. Tony, McClurkin. Olha, that ain't no joke. That ain't no fly by night and all here. That is not no. Verena, where you have to say, boy?
Jingle bell, jingle
Tell me something.
bell,
Only tell me something. Please,
jingle
somebody.
No, because
all
that
the
is why religion is a method used to brainwash people. That is a brainwash message.
Oh my God. Only hear that? Only listen to what we're
jingle bell, jingle
Because
bell,
let
jingle
us step outside a little bit.
bell.
They have been
Right.
brainwashing people to give of
Because
their salaries and to pay for the church and to pay for the big Mercedes Benz and to pay for plot of property here and there. Brainwashing people into thinking that when they do these things, they're going to get some kind of reward, spiritual reward. Now
Mike,
the
what
man
is your
talking
view?
about,
Mike, what is your view?
hey,
Mike, take this one.
Watch
I
it.
can't take it.
Ole,
If you want to sit down here and wait.
I have been saying for a very long time, and I go back again to ask the question, where were these guys all the time? Now that the church or the building must be up for rent, they can't afford to get the tithes and the offering, to pay the bills, to pay for the plane, the expensive cars, the luxurious life. They're trying their best to convince people, but the wrong way. Now,
Listen,
do you know the history of Donnie McCluckin?
exactly.
Mike,
Do you know? No,
the
no.
man say,
Do you
the
know?
man say if you take Johnson and Johnson, go turn into a frog, you know. You
Right.
hear what that man say?
Yes. But do you know the history of Donnie McCluckin?
Right.
Do
Right
you?
now, I want to know the history
No,
of
what
how
is the
much
history?
mad people let have out here.
Well, go
Because
back and
you
check his
telling me,
history.
don't take Moderna. Don't take Johnson and Johnson.
Because you go turn into a
Go
frog.
turn into a frog.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
a
chicken.
big boy in the gospel talking. Rubbish. And then he say, go on stage. On it, the madness. Really? Better come and take a drink, girl.
We are not well drunk there, no.
Ole, listen. Ole, no, listen. As I tell people, I just give people the respect. You know, Imam, I just give people the respect. If they're following the text. And they're doing what they're doing and they have the good vibration on. That is your choice. Everybody have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
But to me now, looking at a man like this,
Kyla, off the floor.
well known, right? You go on your platform.
The man say,
And
you go turn into a frog.
If you take Johnson and Johnson, you go to, so what about the millions of people with turn to Johnson and Johnson and safe? All the Moderna vaccine and safe. See, come with you girl. Well, let me get this.
He mad.
Let me get a virtual drink going. A virtual rounds going. Yeah?
Dotishness.
I feel
I'm
Friday,
holding my
you gonna
champagne
have-
glass here.
I feel Friday you're gonna have a virtual drink.
I
You
know
going
that
in,
now.
you going in, you gotta hold a virtual drink. Everybody had a drink because this
I
is
feel
madness.
so.
More than madness.
Friday are taking a
This is
breeze.
madness. I-
Telling people, if they take Johnson and Johnson, they go
Ole.
turn into rabbit.
Moderna, yeah.
Yeah, they go
You
to
take the Moderna,
they go turn into a
you're going to
rabbit.
turn into a frog, and we are here what you're going to turn into, or what going to happen
No,
if you take Johnson
he
and
never
Johnson.
When I
say
tell
a frog.
I go and take, I go and take the Johnson vaccine, I go and turn a frog, I go and come on the live and all you throw salt on me.
Well, listen.
So here now, what kind of meds
This
he
is
on?
what-
He on psychotic meds?
I don't
This
know.
is why the youth going astray. You asking me why
He
the
has
young people going
schizophrenia.
astray? Because they why the youth going astray, yeah, you know. Because if
Because we're not
these are the
setting
people-
proper examples.
Yeah, these is the people who you know from back in the day, big guys. These is big people.
Yeah. That you
This
trust.
ain't no fly by night somebody on Facebook. Plenty people trust that
Exactly.
man, you know. We could laugh and take fear, but it have plenty people trust that man and they put the life and the belief into these men hands. And you can't be
All the
going and-
motivation he gives them, man.
Yeah, and you saying
You
that
coming up
Lord
with fly-by-night
is-
claims.
Yeah, and
And
very well.
using God to say God tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
God
Well, yeah.
tell
God tell
you.
you.
If you take that, you go
So
turn
God
into a
didn't talk
frog.
to nobody else.
Mike, So you see why them people out there
Want to
today?
start this evening, huh?
It's the same mad behavior. If you do a profile of down on these people psyche, it's the same kind of mad thinking, you know.
But I ask you if
Same
you
kind
know
of
his history.
narcissistic kind of.
But I ask
Yeah,
all
it's
you,
madness.
if only check his background and history, you wonder.
All yeah. Mike, listen. Anybody could do bad in their life and change their life maybe for a
Yeah.
positive vibration, whether
Correct.
wherever it is.
Yeah,
A
correct.
man could be selling drugs and he say, boy, you're not in this again. Let me encourage young people not to get involved in this. Not wrong with that.
Correct.
Not wrong with that. But with this common sense.
So if you're looking for attention, they mad.
Yeah.
Them
Yeah.
fellas, hey, them fellas are bill
This
stepping,
man,
oh. Them men are bill
Mike, this
stepping.
man,
That
Mike,
attention seeking.
Mike, this man, you know who's that man?
Where
Boy,
you
that
from
man pouring
Uzi?
whole year, boy.
Where you
That man
from
has been in
Uzi?
Africa for all kind of 6 months and getting to plenty money singing. But Mike, that is not a fly by
Hey,
night man you talking about it.
hey, he do what
It's
to take.
millions of people that you singing to in Africa and
You
all
know,
of them.
Shulan,
Like a big foreign artist. Like, God,
Shulan, he do what to take American Airlines and thing, you know. Yeah, you own private jet.
no, yeah, he just, he don't need no attention. He have enough.
Yeah, but he must be can't afford to get the fuel for the jet. So he has to come and talk to me.
We have plenty.
You doing that Friday? Friday, everybody have a glass. I'll be going down the whole of fruit swell, rum table, it'll be loud.
I go make some lime juice. Trust
Go
me.
come drunk,
No,
Yeah, I
no,
go
man.
make some
Go
lime
come
juice.
drunk.
I go drink some punching
I'm making lime
Go
juice.
come drunk.
to get rid of them spirits.
Mike. Mike.
Happy independent. This man. I'm sorry, eh?
Mike.
Mike not
Hey,
here, you know.
hey, somebody calling me there? I hear like a mice. A mice or something you call her. Somebody call it? I hear like a mice or
Hello.
something.
Hello, Mike.
Yeah, hey. Whoever it is calling me, watch your tongue. Your tongue tie up or something. Call me properly. Riri,
Mike the man.
Riri, you have to say,
Hi, Mike.
oh yeah, Riri. What going? What happened?
So I have to ask you a question.
Lord, Father.
Mike, I want to ask you a question.
I'm listening.
And you know how Coca-Cola bottle clear, the Coke's black and the bottle red? You think that is Independence bottle?
Make us a test.
Next time, make sure you stand up on one foot and balance.
Is that what you do yesterday?
I don't even know where I was.
Going on? Happy Independence.
I
Big up
remember
Candy
where she
Barbara.
was.
Yes, so we have Candy Barbara on the inside. We have Trevor G. Trevor G. We're talking about what is independence. So for those of you who are looking on, what does independence mean to you? What does independence mean to you?
Independence is me independent of all the matters. It's too much. I mean, when we look at the laws that were set for us, and when people going through the stress for us, right, to the future, because I mean, when you look back at that Dr. Williams and the statements he made, you know, it was really for after him, generations after generations after him.
Yeah.
To kind of protect people coming up because he knew how the world was, and the world is still the same way, right? How he used to kind of impose on your freedom. And we're seeing that now in COVID. Some might say it's far good, some might say it's far bad, you know, but you can't please everybody. So my question is, are we really, our independence, is it being encroached upon because of COVID-19? How are you feel about it?
Well, I think, I mean, when we think about being independent and having the freedom of choice, etc., I think when they said freedom of choice, it have the part where it's saying no, it shouldn't do any harm unto others, then it shouldn't infringe upon the rights of others. So we have to be mindful of that as well. So even though you have a freedom of choice, or you have freedom of expression and
Freedom to protest,
opinion,
freedom, yeah.
yes, you're still supposed to think about your health and safety.
Right.
Yeah, so while we all in the, it doesn't seem like we are in a democratic anymore, and persons
Yeah.
are saying, well, their rights are being infringed upon. We have to think about the health aspect, because we do have the right to health, and even here we have right to free health care, right?
Cool.
So,
Cool,
I mean, if it is, we don't want to compromise that, because if it is, we putting ourselves at risk, saying that we are not, right? Everybody have their views. Some saying if they take the vaccine, they are putting themselves at risk. Some
Right.
saying if they don't take, so it have this, everybody on different sides of the fence. One on
All
taking
it
the
is, I'm going
vaccine.
for more food, Jakarta, all you can eat. You want to put it on more food
Hey,
into plate.
Sholan,
Is that
lem-
eating away?
Sholan, if
Is that
you,
really, you want to
hey,
sit back down to eat again?
I'm eating fruits.
That is independent, solid. That is independent. So yeah, Chica, what Chica said is true. Verena, what do you think about COVID and if we're being encroached upon in certain freedoms and certain, rights?
Yeah, you know what I think? In general, without even COVID, that once we allow our prime ministers and they to run more than one term, we end up in a situation where democracy is out.
Right.
It's like almost like as though they feel in control and they could do whatever they think they want and whatever they think is best without the people who put them there. As far as COVID, I know that certain restrictions and stuff has to be put in place.
Right.
For some part, I feel like the SOE wasn't really necessary. But I was listening to the Attorney General, and he was saying that's how our law is made up, how it was created. It will take a good bit of work in order to bring a curfew without an SOE. Right? Now, for me, why I say the SOE is unnecessary is that it restricts a certain amount of our rights. And in this situation, we want to be able to enjoy our rights. Right? We want to be able to take our rights seriously and to utilize it where we think necessary. We want to be able to have that voice. But under an SOE, we don't. We can't.
Yeah.
You understand?
But
so
here
that is why I say it's like...
Let me say something. I recognize that the SOE, right, it's not doing it. For some, it really isn't doing anything. Here's why: because persons are still having their private parties. Persons are still taking the chance to go to the beaches and the rivers, because as we went here about, people are still not wearing their masks. So to say it's stopping people from doing certain things, it isn't. Right now, as I just said, when we think about the health and safety aspects, okay, if they had said, okay, let people do whatever it is they want, and we're not saying that it would happen or it would have happened. We don't know if the COVID, if it would have a very high spike in numbers, and if it is, we will have more deaths. So as the saying is, go better safe than sorry. So we have Candy Barbara asking, do you think Dr. Williams would be proud of us as a nation if he was still alive?
No.
Big up to Nali Bartholomew on the inside. People start to drink like it's good drinking kind of course.
I find it's time for the young people to be appointed as prime ministers and presidents. Okay?
So this one
I find so.
Listen,
what
These
we kind
old
of
people
what we
continue controlling with their
No,
old thing.
no, no,
Oh
no.
gosh.
Listen, we in Trinidad and Tobago still in the archive. We living in the archives because most of these laws are
In the
still
archives,
archived.
yeah.
Yeah. So for the Attorney General to say that,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you're talking about touching the constitution. You're talking about changing laws in the constitution. You can't just do that just so. We have become a country that have never really taken anything seriously. Look at the COVID now. Everybody,
Exactly.
as Shika said, we are COVID, but they're telling you you can't party, you can't do this, you can't do that. How many people in Trinidad and Tobago really respect the law? So we living in a country where we have some people, they just don't care about the law. Whether the government of the day instill or change the laws, the pass, even in your own house, you're breaking laws. So how could we be an independent people? We celebrating emancipation and we're not emancipated. First, we're supposed to be emancipated and then we could talk about independent. But we're not. How much of us emancipated? Probably Chica, probably Lion, you, all who are alive. But what about the other people out there? How many people are? We have people like Kafra Kambon and these people who form emancipation committees. What have they done for the Africans? Or let's say the descendants of Africa. What have they done? What have they taught? What have they implemented in school to teach us so that we could teach our children? It's only because of the invention of internet now, a lot of people finding on stuff about our story of Trinidad and Tobago.
comment section.
Well, as saying,
Sure,
how
and
can I
get two
say
appointments.
Minister Culture and the Community Development and we
Minister
have
of Health
Minister
and
of Health.
Oh God! You see, the interesting thing about the way government works
Mike
is
could
that
be the Minister of Finance.
the way government works now is the same way they work 10,000
She
years
got to be
ago.
Ministry of...
Yeah?
Social
So what
development.
happened?
I opened my own ministry, Ministry of Diversity
got
and
to be...
Inclusion.
I want money.
No,
You got
you
whole
know what,
ministry for
Verena
that.
could be good for
Hey,
ministry.
hey. Hey,
Verena could be good as Ministry of Transport.
hey,
Comment
the best
section.
ministry in Trinidad and Tobago right now that have all the money is church. Don't talk.
No, you're true. Right, that's true.
Well, how that preaching here?
Because people in
I
have
think
no
that's
job and they're
ministry.
still paying tithes and offerings.
For what? For
Comment
what?
section.
So God can take them out the COVID.
Comment
So
section.
can
Do
you
you
imagine how
know
many people
of
understand
any
what emancipation is?
exactly how many
And
people?
independence.
Hey, baby.
If they really
Hey,
understand what independence means.
but going back to the mad people who was marching today, I wonder if we ask them how many of them heal people during the COVID. I wonder.
None.
Exactly. Thank you.
None.
Well said.
So government on a whole will do what government
The
do,
Savannah
right?
grass.
Right? Government will do what government do.
Yeah.
It's not really about the prime minister because
No.
people always look to the prime minister, but it's the both sides of the house that have the country as exactly how it is. Opposition
Exactly.
and right is they decide all the measures. It's not like if people would say, the prime minister at present or the whatever is the entire government sits and decides that. Opposition and the current
Yep.
ruling party at the time. So
And
if you notice, the opposition
if a decision was made 10 years ago, it still affects
Yeah.
us today.
Yeah.
You understand?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
it is in the hands of governance to make amendments. You don't need to amend a whole law that was instilled there 500 years ago. Right? You don't have to change the whole law. But what we know about human behavior is that we tend not to have no kind of behavior. Right? if we say
Carnival.
body beat, this is sad part. What persons are smart, people are dumb, right? So you would say, all right, we opening the beach because we want all the, liberal, all they have the right to go and chill on the beach, and then the beach ram, right?
Correct.
And then
Jam
all are
packed.
we drunk on the side of the
Exactly.
road, and then it's 10 man drunk and 5 car capside going back home.
Correct.
You see, the sad thing about it is people need governance. We are not enlightened as persons enough to make smart decisions as people. And we've seen it because when we had
Exactly.
little lifts before, as soon as they open the beach, they pack the beach. As soon as they say today is the last day, look at this. When they say, hey, after today, we close it down the beach, all the beach ran, all the beach them full.
Or when they say the
Today is the
KFC,
last day for the
no
bar.
more
Remember when they
restaurants,
closing
no
the
more
bar?
fast food.
Yeah. Remember when they say they closing the
line
bar
up.
and they close KFC? People line up in KFC till after 10 in the night because I the last day to get KFC.
KFC run out
So
of chicken, all kind of thing.
sadly, due to behavioral patterns, it cannot be that you just say everybody do what you will because we will have anarchy here, right?
But
We
who
will
is
have
responsible,
chaos.
Sherlan? Who is
At the end of the
responsible
day,
for these things? It's
yeah,
you,
but
exactly. I am
exactly something
responsible.
we
And they want to
we
blame the government for this and the government for that, you know?
exactly. So if I was saying to myself, like a place like Dubai, Mike, if you see them people them just behave with Dubai, they don't the police them now. You see, it's a different kind of people,
Different mentality.
I watch how they lock
Yeah.
down in Dubai.
Yeah.
A man wants to go somewhere, sometimes is an app. And they moving, they're doing what they have to do. If you see the line, proper distance, nobody not policing them. They're going, getting what they have to get, nobody behind them with a stick. Right? They
That's
get them a little blind on the beaches. They go on the beaches. If you see how the social distance, the chairs,
but
and who
that's what I'm saying.
sunbathing, listen, nobody, no police on that beach in Dubai, Everybody, they have a mental in certain, and it's sad to say, in certain areas, it's the same thing. If you go in certain areas, it's madness. If you say, all right, have a little gathering. They was allowed to have little gatherings in Dubai because the people them so straight. If they say 10, it's 10. And when you watch the little gathering they're having, the gathering well set out, spaced out, people have on their mask, the behavior, total
Full
different.
of cheap everybody
Totally different.
report
Total, I wish we could look like that. They had a little the guy passed had a little gathering, people come, they sit in there wherever, space it, real nice behavior.
Sherlan, you know one of the biggest
Real nice
problems
behavior.
too in Trinidad and Tobago,
We is
and
the problem.
yeah, we are.
We the
You know,
problem.
yeah. For
We
instance,
the
something
problem.
I've been saying all the time. We are a copycat nation. We copycat everything. We supposed to be original. We have
Mike, we could copy good
emancipation.
things,
We have
Mike, we
republic.
could
We have
copy good things.
we no. They don't copy good things.
We
How much
could
good things they
good
copy?
things.
So
We could.
we copy.
Exactly. We could copy if we
We could
choose
copy
to,
good
but
things.
Yeah. Right, we could copy good things. So the young boys here will copy what they see in jail. Their pants drop all the way down here. In
See
our
that on
days,
the
our
they see
days,
that more than in jail. All on the HBO, they see
Yeah.
that more than in jail. They see that on the media everywhere.
yeah. So we have to change our mindset. And the people we have to
Independence
start
means-
with is the young ones, like our children and grandchildren. That's
So
what we have to start
independence
with.
really means what?
Independent means
Freedom, protection,
I could
yeah.
go Maracas next week naked.
And that is what some of us would rather. Because then that is freedom. People think freedom is just lewdness. I'm free to do what I want. That is not reality.
exactly.
You
But do
feel
you know?
you feel in Eric Day. I was watching through the archives, Mike. I have some videos, and I watching the carnival in
Yeah.
them days.
Yeah.
You couldn't. You see how we are brand fancy. You could now walk the road so
You're
So
mad?
when people talk about long time,
You're
they
mad?
said that you had more freedom long time. Not a hell of that.
No.
When you had on your costume long time, you couldn't put on no brand fancy like how we have it here. We have more freedom now. They had less freedom back then.
That
The
is
same
why-
with the Constitution,
Yeah,
it still had less freedom.
You see,
But
That's why we
the
have
question too
CSM.
is, how many are aware of their constitutional rights? How many
You
even are
ever,
aware of what their rights are?
you ever
But they
seen the
want to
post the
talk.
constitution?
there you go.
They want to talk. They're infringing on my rights, and we can't do this, and we can't do that. But you don't
You
even
ever
know your
went and
rights.
take a picture of it and see the constitution?
You're
I try
crying.
to friggin' read it.
You're crying.
Shailan, that is.
Plenty reading.
I try. I half of the thing I don't
It's in
understand,
all English. It's in
and
all
that is the
English.
problem.
Yeah.
It's in
That is
all
the
English.
problem. And
Big
look
up
at how many
yourself, big up
lawyers
yourself.
we bring out every year as a country. Every year, people get funding these lawyers and them to come out and do their thing. This is why we study in our country to actually improve things. You will leave them laws so a body of lawyers had to come together and sort this thing out.
You can't. All right, let me tell you why you can't. That's why I like to watch all
It,
the
I
old film
find
and all the old. Listen, our constitution was founded part and parcel and legalized in the Lords of London
mhm.
Yep.
from the law lords. No one here
Yep.
could override the law lords in London.
Nope.
You see,
None.
people have to
No.
understand what we is. You see, we cannot touch that old English.
But listen, when you look
People have
at
to understand
But
that
Shailan-
old
But
English
that's the part we
constitution
don't
was right.
understand. I don't
All right.
understand those
Exactly.
things.
So we
But-
thinking we just have to get some lawyers. Listen, they're thinking we just have to get some lawyers together and pass it in the house. Anything on
No,
with that,
I know it can be
you
a
see
long
Nigerian
process.
seal. You see that seal on that old English? That
all right.
you have to ask.
So let me show this question
laws
to
are- yeah.
let me show this question to
So
everyone.
then how
right?
independent are we?
Right. Let me show this question. Let me show this question. Guys,
Exactly.
let me ask all of this question. And I want everybody to answer if you can. Do you think if we were still under British rule, we would have been better off today still?
Don't matter to me. Because I would say that it is the mind of the person who live in a place that determine the altitude in which they could rise to.
Right.
It don't matter who is the master.
Right.
You see, before
Look
we
at-
saying that,
yeah.
that Virgin Islands, all right, you see, the only thing different would be that our money be attached to the pound.
Yeah.
But that is not all. Because then here would be the same way. We would just have more money to spend. I mean, what is the difference?
So
Right?
we talking
It's
we talking
up.
mindset.
Yeah.
We talking mindset.
Mindset. Because it would just be all right. With money would have worth more.
Yeah.
We'd have just be more lavish, Mike. We'd have be more
Yeah.
dumb.
But look at
It's something like if you put a gun in a little child hand. You see the little 500, they can't budget that. You going to give them 500,000? We'd have be mad inside of this place, boy.
I
What time
wonder-
you spend money?
but
you
I
will spend
wonder-
$400 in KFC and Burger King in a week.
All right. But
You
I
will have
wonder
40,000 to spend.
but I wonder if anybody ever asks. I wonder if anybody ever asks
Imagine you should have
Should
be
he-
$1. Think about how
should he-
we'd have be sick.
through the history of Trinidad and Tobago. I wonder if anybody asks or thought about the fact that why really did we choose to become an independent nation? Have you ever heard anybody saying that or asking that question?
No, well, they know why. You see, because in the end, just the same way the states wanted to break away, the states had to fight a whole war just to break away from Great Britain.
Yep.
The taxation.
Yep.
You see, it goes sound good in one ears that the dollar might worth more. But the reason why the states break away is because the taxation that Great Britain used to put on them. They rather send people to die, bleed, spend the blood, so that they could break away from that, so they could have their own currency. It don't matter if it is the pound was bigger than the US dollar. But the pound is the biggest. And people is always talk US. If you notice, everything people talk is US, but the pound is the biggest. Right? And the reason why they fought to come out and to be independent is because you still had to pay taxes to the crown. And you had to collect tax from the people. So I want people to think how much more taxes we would have to pay to the crown if we were still under the Great Britain. There are milk we might. There are
So
milk we.
Candy saying sometimes as a citizen, I feel we
That'd be
should
like
have
Haiti,
become a
like how you
republic.
can send them money back to France. You'd be like Haiti, Mike. Just like
Yeah.
how Haiti had to pay cover tax to France. You have to pay, they'd have milk the people.
Candy is
Because we
saying,
had to pay everything 10 times over.
Yeah, Candy saying sometimes as a citizen, I feel we should have become a republic. Independence, yes, but not a republic. Explain that, Candy.
I would rather us focus on uplifting our minds,
Mental
right?
change. Mental change.
Mental boy, because no matter how much money you have, if you're working for 5,000 a day, a month, and then you get 10,000. If your mind is the same, your money go down the same way.
So here
So you
now.
just buy
Exactly.
more where your custom
Exactly.
buying.
That's
So
why
here
Yeah, that's
poor
now.
what
people is
you
remain poor.
But here
Because
now.
as they get money, it going back out the same way.
So here
It
now.
That's
they're not their mind
independent.
not
That's an
expanding
independent
to
mind.
So here now.
invest or
People
to
people saying they don't have money and all kind of thing. The COVID take away their money man job. I bet you if Radio Irie and the Burn team hire 3 trucks with some whiner girls and we call Marshall and we say we
That is
having a
it.
fete.
You say that's right
Money.
now, buddy. So that's right now, buddy.
they're saving
That
for
is
weeks.
investment. That is a hard
That's
investment, boy.
the mentality of some of
You
our
can write
people.
that down and things to
Yeah.
do for the next.
Yeah.
No, but you know, it has to do with expanding your
Things
mind,
to
what you
do.
feed in your mind,
Yeah.
I
you
believe in
know?
mental independence because
I
when
too.
we look at how
I
our
too.
independence was drafted,
Me too.
right, it could still be interfered. Every independent nation could be interfered by government.
Yeah.
All over
Yeah.
the world. It's no different,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And that's what you're seeing happening with COVID. So
Yeah.
simply, it's independence of here as opposed to you're
Well
looking
said.
at the statutes and the laws that they wrote
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
however long and past and that kind
Correct.
of thing because
Correct.
they're not going to change them.
Yeah, correct.
They're not
You're
going
correct.
to, it's not going to change.
It's
not.
you see, because of the fact that people now all countries have their own constitution. And
Yeah, well, look at how it was founded. Just like that, come like America.
I was going to get to that. I was going to get to that. Yep. I
You
was going
see
to get to
them
that.
fellas, George, Abraham Lincoln. Listen, the men who sat down and pen that, no president could change it. No
No,
law,
because
no government after
no,
them could
you
change
have to
it.
remember
That is the
that
foundation of the country.
if they
You
had to
don't
change
put your
that,
foundation from your house?
hey,
Think about it.
if
The
they had to
country
change
is
that,
built upon
if they had to
foundation.
change, Shalon,
You can't
if,
change it. You know,
no,
you know,
if they have to change that, that'll break the seal, and you can't break the seal.
exactly. Here I saying.
Can't break the seal.
Independence in mind is what we're looking for. But when people look into the law, it's how your country was founded. The United States, them
Yep.
old boys on them,
Yep.
who on Mount Rushmore, you know I
Yep.
telling you, when them sit down and they pen that going into stone. It's a stone tablet in museums, you know.
Yep.
That written in stone, you cannot change. No president or prime minister after them could change that law.
I wonder how much
Nobody
people.
could rewrite the
I
constitution.
wonder how many people ever hear the song by Stevie Wonder called "In the Stone."
Comment section.
What's that? Sometimes I feel like we not handling our affairs as an independent and republic nation. If we didn't become republic, we would have needed guidance and help. Plus, baby milk would have been shortage.
Mike, we get a little piece to add on there.
Listen. Listen. And that is very, very interesting.
Yeah.
But you see, it boils right back down to us, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot change the constitution or the laws in which govern us or any nation.
Nope.
And countries and presidents, they honor these guys who die. You know. People don't understand.
Yeah.
These guys who write that, they are never ever going to dishonor that. When them swear on that Bible, people don't understand. All our ritual that is happening in swearing in a president or a prime minister
Mm-hmm.
is to in swearing in. They cannot touch them foundational principles. And in the United States Constitution, they made sure and gave their people the right to bear arms.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what is missing from our Constitution.
Yep.
Because
Yeah, well, them big boys
know,
tell that place stupid.
yeah, because the old ones know that after time, tyrants will arise in seats of power, and the people would need a form of retaliation.
Mhm.
That is the difference in foresight as opposed to what happened with us. With us, we didn't write that.
Mhm.
With us, the Queen gave us that. That is the difference. That is why the United States shed the blood in it. Because they wanted the authority to write what they saw fit for the future of their nation. is Eric Williams was the first president, that's so? Prime Minister, right?
Yeah,
Eric
first
Williams was
Prime
the first.
Minister. Mhm.
First Prime Minister. Who came before Eric Williams?
No
And I see the
personal.
difference.
No one.
Who came?
Who came before Eric Williams? None.
No,
And that is my point.
the slaves.
We have to understand that, remember, United States people, the heads, they wrote it. So what Eric Williams had to receive was a constitution from the Queen.
Tonight.
Right?
Running
So
all them stuff.
what people need to get in the brain is the law lords, them old white men with the white turban, them with the white hair, is them and the Queen do so over it with she hand and wave.
And all
then
the powers released.
And the Archbishop do so. People have to understand that when that was handed to Eric, the original, that's who changing that? Who are the party change that? Or let him write it all their own self. And that is why the war was fought in the United States, so that they could amend the thing. Because think about it, if you want to control people and use a tyrant, you will make sure that the right is not to bear arms. So when they wrote the Constitution to make the people independent, if you have a tyrant leader that is misusing the power, you have the right in the Constitution to bear arms and overthrow that.
Right. So look at today. Do you think that we all
You can't imagine
in
that.
Trinidad and Tobago, do you think we
that
honoring
man
the
would do that.
Constitution today? Do you think we honoring the Constitution?
I don't think we have honor in ourselves. We rather
We don't know what it is, so we will.
we rather ham lamb and jam up the place.
Thank you.
If we could get a wine and jam and party and get drunk,
So Sholan, Sholan, as from tomorrow, we starting to print some flyers. Fed soon, wine and deal soon. Yeah.
Right.
But Sholan, I wanted to add a little thing. That's the difference between
I don't want
fighting for your independence.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And just agreeing to be independent.
You see, and the difference with
We did
us
not fight.
we didn't fight for independence.
We didn't have to fight.
So we didn't fight for certain particular rights, something that we would have
Right.
wanted.
What you don't understand is that we were given our freedoms based upon what the crown decided we ought to get.
Yep.
Yeah.
We didn't have to
United
fight.
States don't want- they did not want no crown telling them. And that is the whole war right there. That is the difference. That is why we don't really have belly into that.
Yeah.
Because everything is given to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
The salary
hey,
is given
take this,
to us.
take
Money
that.
is given to us. Take
Free.
that, gimme. Right?
Free education, free this,
Yeah.
free that.
Yeah. So
We ain't saying that we're not thankful for the freeness, eh?
hey, no,
You know,
the
we just say that
reality is,
it make we lose we backbone then.
we have none with fineness. I'm not saying to encourage. We encourage it to encourage. Think about it. We don't even value our citizenship enough to talk to yourself and say, what me as a citizen don't really have that other first world countries have that I can lobby for. You see, people only studying protest and violence. We talking about lobbying for something to better us. You see, we mind down here. So we're not thinking lobby, get people together, go before the Congress. We'll go before the House, speak to some lawyers, lobby for this. Just a simple thing that we can't even bring in gold, it's illegal. Something as simple as that. But the Syrian and them could bring in their jewelry. Because when I was filling out the tellers, I could bring in jewelry, but not 0.9999 pure gold in my country.
A certain amount.
You understand? It is illegal for me. That come like drugs then. You know, and when I ask, they say no, that is considered money.
Let's read what Theo Toro say. Read it. What type there? What is it? What is
The people fed up of the SOE. Horn man and horn a woman care whole room freely.
Boy, true, eh? Leave it so. 50% occupancy.
50%? You feel it's 50%?
Our lobbying lasts for 9 days, Candy Barbara says true. We don't fight for nothing.
Yeah.
We start up hot and sweaty and then die down.
Let me not say fight.
Well,
it is like this.
Yeah.
If I have a house and I need, all right, boy, we have to fix this door, boy. This door, we had to change this door, right? How much is door will cost? You see, that's what it is. It don't have to be violent and be out the backyard. We have rights, you know. We have rights to lobby, but we don't lobby. And not lobbying, balling outside the Red House or making yourself a fool. Is that getting a community of people together, getting an MP involved, and literally trying to improve our life. We don't do that. We want to look for views on Facebook. We want to go out there with our placard and people go out there live and see your boy, or the fighting.
We always looking for the bacchanal.
Yeah, and that is it. Our mind needs to elevate or be independent. It have a lot of things like you were talking about women. That women supposed to be lobbying for even up until this day. Protection against violence. When we talk about domestic violence in the Ochika Saturday, it's just like how you have protection for a key witness in a drug case. It should have something like that for a woman who is being stalked by her husband because the husband knows where she's working, where she lives in. And a safe house for something like that. That is something that we could lobby for. But no, we want to talk loud on Facebook and all and scream and kneel down.
She look fit.
Yeah?
She look fit.
The whole
all these kind of stupidness you just hear.
The whole idea is, guys, we have a lot of talkers in Trinidad and no doers. That's the problem.
No, but we talk. Lobbying is talking, you know.
Yeah, we know. Good. But then,
we can talk good.
Action speak louder than words. Action speak louder than words.
Yes, Taran is saying exactly like they don't do it for the love, they do it for the like.
Exactly. It's like this. If I'm a woman, and I notice it in my country, when it have a domestic issue, yes, it have a safe house for the woman, but somehow along the line, the man doesn't have getting to the woman. I had a few situations where the man went on the woman, walk and shoot she, right? My thing is, as women, they're supposed to be lobbying for better protection, not balling in the street. You form a nice little organization, you get it registered, you do the right thing, you get a lawyer to do pro bono work for you because it's for the community, it's for the women, and you really lobby. You get a chance to talk before the house. People, you could get a chance to talk before the house if it worth hearing, you know. That is your rights in the constitution, you know. But we're not following the protocols for you to get in front of people who could actually make the change. Balling online TV6 picture up outside on Facebook, that's rubbish. Form a committee.
So, what we say? What we saw this morning, we should have got a bucket of pee or something and show them?
Hot water. Yeah, because it's not making any sense. Listen, Mike, even for religious rights.
Yeah.
Even for religious rights, we're not taking the right protocols even to get your voice heard properly.
Right. Why you think is that? Why you think is that?
Because our minds are not independent. Sika, there's Independence Day special. Right?
Today's Independence?
Yeah. To me, women, men, even for children's rights. Children's rights, we must have lobbies for children's rights. Right? Especially when going back against an abusive home.
Yeah.
We don't even have protection for the abuser or the third party.
Correct. Yeah.
Proper legislation.
Yeah.
We could lobby for that. You can form a committee, a women's committee, or you could get two lawyers to do pro bono work. And Alrari will hear all you. I tell you.
I came back. I wanted to start a men's group. And people not interested. I said, let's start a little men's group. Nobody not interested?
Again, it must have a reason, right? And if you're lobbying for protection, like how I say protection of children, protection of women when they're being abused, because we have that women are stalked to the home, stalked to the job, that is something serious. And you will get a hearing for something like that.
Yeah.
If you want to start a men's group, it's different, but if women mind really independent, women will come together for something like that. Women will come together for something like that.
Women, that's the power. Because women, and to me, you find some men sit back, not you and I, but some men sit back and wait for women to take front before they could say something.
As simple as women forming a group and signing a petition. 500, because in the law you must have a petition for it to be heard.
Yeah.
We don't even sign petitions for anything because we're not following the right protocol for your voice literally to be heard by the people who you need to
True.
be in front of.
But
So
are we aware
So,
of the steps? Some of us not
no, but
aware.
you must form a
That's why you
petition.
have to. That's why we
Yeah,
need
you
to
have to
become
form
like
a
when we
group.
talk about becoming educated.
You have
It
to
really
form an
means
NGO.
getting
You
that.
could form an NGO by yourself, Arena.
Because
hey,
I know,
how
but
much
no, what I'm saying is
how much
plenty
NGOs all you
people
know in Trinidad?
believe
Yeah.
that they must go on Facebook, they must
Nah.
write the newspaper,
Nope.
they
Yeah,
must think, but they're
because
not
they're looking for
following the
attention.
proper
Yeah.
steps.
But
What I am saying,
how much
go
functioning
ahead.
NGOs that have in Trinidad and Tobago you know of now?
What I'm saying, Mike, is that if you as a woman,
Me?
you have a burning desire for this, you
Oh.
have to have a desire for it. It must bother you. You and
Yeah.
two other women, right? That burning desire is what you need, And then once you put one foot in front of the other, somebody will lead. If you go and you start to seek information, you will get direction. If you go and you say, here, what's going on? I come to legal affairs. I want to register NGOs about women and how to get, we want to lobby for women protection post abuse. And that person could give you the correct information to go to your next step. And when you reach there, you go to your next step and your next step. And before you know it, you understand the
But
legal framework.
But do you think
Yeah?
most of the times, because there's a particular women's group, they only speak out when it suits them. You don't hear from them anymore. And because they're probably politically driven, I think that's one of the biggest problems.
That
A
is
lot of
it.
these
That
groups,
is it. You would know what their heart
yeah,
like. Chica, where's your view?
yeah.
Where's your view?
Now, the thing about if people don't understand what needs to be done or how it gets done, and because of one, how the it might have, yes, they may even get some persons may get a hearing, but it's still be one person can't make the final decision. So let us say when persons do lobby for certain bills or certain amendments to be made in the law, it still needs to be passed in the parliament. It still needs to be voted on.
Right,
It still needs to be a collective.
Yeah. Yeah, but my point is, that is the way you get your voice heard. You're not going to get it on the street. Right? You're not going to get it with a placard. You're not going to get it kneeling down in front of the Red House. You're not going to get it when Parliament. It don't make any sense. And that is why I say passion. It's only people who have passion for something that's go the mile. And the extra.
But you have to remember too, Sherlon, most of these protests we see by these various so-called Facebook activists and it's all political, you know.
Yeah.
Check it out and see.
Something.
Yeah,
Looking
it's all
for something.
political. Yeah, it's all political. Because correctly, the way they're going about all these protests to get things done, I say personally, they're wrong. As you say, get together, sit down in a collective and go to the government. But the fact that you want to go outside there
All the
because
MP, start by your MP, the way you
because we
vote anyway.
because we watching what's going on in the world outside, we go protest.
Yes.
We go protest. But you ain't getting nothing done. You ain't getting
Like
nothing done.
I would say that we have come a long way in even for people of our complexion in certain aspects of governance and government all over the world. I have seen persons of our complexion in very high places in government all across this world, in Germany, in England, in the United States, big
UK have
positions they hold in.
plenty. The UK have
Right,
plenty.
in England,
Plenty.
big
Yeah,
positions. They have
plenty.
a black law lord as well, right?
Yep.
They have a black law lord with his wife.
And
Nice
one,
tradition. But what I'm saying
and a
is
woman
that,
who is just as powerful too.
yeah, but what I'm saying is that these things came because people lobby.
Right.
Because it never ever had nothing looking like this as in law lords in England. I'm telling you, it was strictly white. Right?
Shalon.
That is big position. You have to understand, people lobby. They're not seeing any black people as in a law. They're not seeing, and they lobby. So don't let me just make a blanket statement and say nothing don't get done. Real thing get done.
That's
we
what
had
I'm
a
saying.
woman prime minister already. We have a woman president right here in Trinidad.
And we having another
Right?
female prime minister waiting in the wings. Coming up
Right?
soon. So ain't gonna
Right?
call no name.
And we have, and they're lobbying to have a female law lord on the on the list
Shalon,
of lords as well.
look at this. Look at this.
Right?
Look at this.
My mommy is saying happy independence. Big up my mother, man.
Mr. Jardine, good afternoon to you. What you cook today? Macaroni pie, saltfish.
Yeah,
My
make a
God.
sip there.
Listen,
Salad and
but Shalon,
once I home is health.
Shalon,
Yeah.
it goes deeper because we talked about at the top our story, our true story as Trinidadians, not Tobagonians, Trinidadians. I remember doing a show in the UK and I asked how many people know the history of Trinidad and Tobago. How many people? Not much. How many people know where Tobago came from? Not many, because they wouldn't tell you them thing. We come back to Trinidad. How many people who have this idea that they know all the Africanism good, like Kafra and them fellas?
Right.
Do you see them going outside there and talking about the story of Trinidad and Tobago and where we came from, how it all started? No. But we celebrating. We celebrating emancipation. No. We celebrating emancipation. What we celebrating emancipation for?
So I believe, Ika, you want to take that? I believe that our minds need to be emancipated and our minds need to be independent. And when we see better of ourselves, we will put energy in the right places. When somebody don't want to go down a particular way in life, they don't want to be no bad boy on the street, they put the energy into something else that would make them a better person. And that's what we have to do. We don't really have the control of influencing government, but trust me, it had people who had a passion for certain things and they lobby and they fought the right way and change was made because of it. Right? As I say, we had a female prime minister, we have a female president. That would have been unheard of in certain ages of time. Right? We have females in high places in government and we have females in high places around the world. We have people of African descent in high places around the world as well in governance where the country is predominantly white. Right? And the reason is people lobby to see equality in positions. That is why they got in. Right? That is why we could see so much diversity now in even Canada, United States, France, and most important, England. Where you have a big
So what message?
Sitting on the council with his head too, you know. Big
So
boy
what
thing,
message?
right?
So what message must we send today, guys? What message must we send to our country today? What message?
You can't read that.
Yeah, leave that for the ladies.
Go ahead,
Ladies in
Go
here.
ahead, Marina. Okay, she have to come back there. So I will say the first. Okay, so she's back. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say to truly experience your independence, right? You need to understand the Constitution. You need to understand what is your rights, right? And invest some time in getting to know. There are a lot of agencies and so that it's separated, It's separated all over, but you can still get a basic foundational understanding of some of your rights, right? So educate yourself. That's what I would say.
I will say it starts with you, so it begins with self-awareness. Because even though you may have knowledge, what do we do with the knowledge that we have? Right? So we need to add some wisdom to whatever information we get. We say that we are being educated, but sometimes we have all the paperwork and it doesn't make a difference. So we need to look at ourselves, do an internal SWOT analysis, as they will say, and work on us, and then move forward from there. Know, and know what it is, how you would like to contribute. There are different places for everyone. Everyone doesn't have to do the same thing. But once we do everything in passion, like you're really passionate about it, you have a strong desire to work on this, even if it's one thing that it can make a positive difference, see how best it is you can get that done. Do it for the love do it for, not for yourself, but for others. And that is where the servitude really comes in. So that's just my...
I'm not going to add. I'm not going to add much. I'm not going to add much. I want to say just that we as a people.
Feel it, I feel the sermon, Mike. I feel the sermon that was preached there just now. I felt that sermon.
Listen, I think we as a people now, we need to really stand, think, ask questions about our own selves. I always use the illustration of a mirror. Stand in front of a mirror. Look at yourself. Ask yourself, what have you done from then to now? And what are the changes you would like to make for the betterment of the future of your country? Because if we're talking about Independence Day today, it's time people need to become truly independent of themselves. You know, we say, you know, it have this thing that women, they say they're independent women. Well, I think that's a general statement. Yeah.
Oh, my independent lady! Yeah, the thing that they say, boy, they don't preach that, boy.
But
thing that they say.
I think that
say, boy, where say? Boy, that is a mantra, boy.
You bring things for the back? You're independent, or you bring things for the back? I bring things for the back.
Boy, that is a mantra, boy. And that might be the most thing in the 22nd and 1st century. Some ladies.
The CEO, just bring things for the back. She independent.
Independent women.
Yeah. So, I think we all just need to...
I don't need you, and I don't need you.
I think we just need to work together as male and female, because remember, we won't be here all the time. And whatever we do, whatever we say, our children, our grandchildren, our nephews, our nieces, whoever we have in contact with, like you guys work with children, they have to feed off of your spirit, you and Shika, whatever you all say and do. Yeah. Because, you know, children learn what they see. And I know you guys are examples, right? So I think for me, we just need to find ourselves and know who we truly are. Simple.
Yeah.
So yes, it was a long life.
So here we go. I have a song to play.
Yes.
Yeah, let me just drop it now before we go. Hold on.
Michael, you had us on your playlist waiting. So we want to thank everyone for, you know, joining us this evening. Happy 59th Independence Day to each and every one of you out there. And we hope that, you know, we really, you know, we are truly independent. Yeah.
Something about kind of woman that wants you but don't need you.
Well, I have a good one of independence.
Something about her.
Yeah, guys, take it easy. Tune in tonight. Let's remember, we have a show tonight at I think I started like 7:30. So let's tune in tonight. It's gonna be nice.
Big up.
So this is for all the independent ladies. Trust me.
That's the kind of girl I need. She got her own thing. That's why I love her. Miss Independent. Won't you come and spend a little time? She got her own thing. That's why I love her. Miss Independent. Ooh, the way you shine. Miss Independent. Something about kind of woman that can do for herself. I look at her and it makes me proud. It's something about her. It's something oh so sexy about kind of woman that don't even need my help. She says she got it, no doubt. It's something about her. Cause she work like a boss, play like a boss, correct.
Hey, it's your girl Chica Tree. And Burn Team TV is where we bring the vibes.
Burn Team TV is about merging
the information on our holistic health and fitness.
Online lives with basic unconventional raw nutrition services, giving you that TV effect while streaming live.
You don't know.
Top up with Burn Team anywhere and anytime for both digital and B-Mobile. Top up yourself, a family member or friend using online banking in the comfort of your home. Just click on our WhatsApp button and say the word. For more info, visit our Facebook page. Top up with Burn Team, where it's safe, easy and convenient.
Come now, baby, rise the temperature. Come now, baby. Touch it, shut up and bend over. Let your back do the talking over.
This is Yuri from Basic Unconventional Raw Nutrition, inviting you every Friday at 6 p.m. Real talk. And I also bring this at
bring the iron love. I bring it, bring the iron. Hold it, make some noise, jump around and make some noise. Hold it, make some noise, jump around and make some noise. Nothing sweeter than hearing the sound of who I am.
This is Igir Riri from Basic Unconventional Raw Nutrition, inviting you to Sweaty Soca Sunday with your girl Chica J.
You don't know.
Your man say he don't like me. I don't like that you just call you think something. He make you unfollow me on IG. Motherfucker unfollow that. No, but I still think about the nightly. I think about what it might be like if we link up. I know you have someone. I know, but I still wanna keep it and keep it a secret. I know you have somebody. I still wanna link up and keep eating up. Let me take this. Come let me take this. Let me teach you a piece of the thing that let me make you feel sweet. Let me take this. Say, okay, I want you to think about it. Think about it. I want you to think about it.
I think we
Think about it. No one other than you at all. There is no one